So you guys have framed this as a way to get at child poverty, which in this country has pretty bad rates compared with other rich nations. How does it work? Does it reach everyone, including those who don't pay taxes to the IRS?
Well, this is clearly one of the most important forms of tax relief to working families in the American Rescue Plan. As you've noted, it will go to $3,000 per child and actually $3,600 for children who are under 6 years old. And yes, it provides the same amount for everybody under $150,000. So we don't have the situation where hard-pressed low-income families are not getting the same child tax credit that upper middle-class families are. And this will provide more security, more dignity, more opportunities for family. But a lot of experts have estimated that this has the potential to cut child poverty in half. And that does a lot by the fact that right now, about 35% of children don't get the full tax credit, even if their parents are working, and about 50% of minority children and families. So this both is tremendous for economic security for all middle-class working families, but it also has the potential to make a major dent in cutting child poverty.
But it's not just for working families, right, Gene? People who don't work get it as well. And then you have the question about whether it discourages people from going back to work, which is very much a live discussion with the millions of jobs still jobless out there, but openings as well.
I really don't think that is a valid issue here. Overwhelmingly, Americans work. They want to work. Overwhelmingly, even the low-income families who benefit from this are hard-working low-income families, some of the most hard-pressed families. Right now, they have always gotten less of a child tax credit than upper middle-class families. This is equalizing it. And there is no evidence to suggest that making sure that everyone gets the same child tax credit hurts work incentives. In fact, in other countries that have this type of fully refundable child tax credit, we've seen an increase in labor force participation. There is no disincentive for somebody who is getting this credit not to go to work. It does not phase out. One can't even make that argument. So we think this is pro-security, pro-dignity, and we think it's a pro-work tax credit as well.
So, Gene, is it fair to say that this ultimately is a welfare issue, long-term adjustment welfare issue, as opposed to a stimulus issue relating to coming out of this recent downturn?
So I think that's two aspects. So what's new that's announced today is that instead of having to wait till you file taxes in March, this tax credit, half of it is being advanced per month. And so you're getting it monthly at a predictable time if you do direct deposits, the 15th of every month. The view is that helps get help on the way, as the president said, and it also, by coming at the same time every month, helps families plan and helps families deal with their expenses in a regular way. But you're absolutely right. While this is important for the rescue and the recovery, this is something Joe Biden believes is important for our long term. That's why it's a critical part of the American Families Plan, because he believes that typical working families are hard-pressed. A lot do feel that they're running harder just to stay in place, and that this will help. But we also means a lot to him that we have an equitable society, and the fact that this could help cut child poverty so significantly means that it is a very positive thing for all working families, for all families in the United States, that we would like to have go on for years and years to come.
Gene, looking more broadly at the outlook for the economy, what do you think is a bigger risk from here? When stimulus rolls off, the economy slowing down, or inflation picking up and leading to the need to kind of choke off the otherwise presence of growth?
Yeah, well, look, there's no question. As somebody who was here at this White House as part of the Obama economic team and went through the frustrations of unexpected economic events in the Mideast, in the Fukushima meltdown, other things, hold back this recovery and not getting the kind of second major impact that we needed from Congress. I think that what's important here is that the president has put in place an American Rescue Plan that has the firepower to have the type of strong recovery and fast, strong recovery that we didn't get after the Great Recession. And I think that is the big story here. And I think that this is why this is a smart program that will lead to full employment and has enough firepower that if unexpected global things were to happen, we would still be able to move expeditiously to a strong recovery. Now, in terms of inflation, look, I think a lot of things that people have talked about recently have been about just the economy normalizing. So, when you've had the whole economy shut down, of course, prices are going to be depressed. When they come up some, that can be just part of normalization. Take airline prices. They may be up 10%, but they're still down about 18% from where they used to be. So that increase is about us normalizing, getting back to a strong economy again. And yes, I think there always will be certain supply shocks when you're bringing a huge economy like this back up. But overall, I think President Biden has developed the right approach, which is to make sure we don't repeat the mistakes of the last recovery and have something much stronger. And I should point out, Goldman Sachs just came out today. They had about 2.8% core inflation. They had 2.25% PCE, and they had both of those going lower in 2022. So I think overall, we're going to keep our eye on inflation, but we feel very confident that President Biden has put in the right recipe for a strong and robust economic recovery.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.